Is cheating a deal breaker for you?
No. For a guy to cheat doesn't mean he loves the person that he cheated on you.
Shit.
But
Wisdom.
if I
There you
cheat,
go.
but if
Completely
I cheat,
different.
no, I'm cheating. Like from my heart.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
for you, cheating from a woman perspective
it's not with my head,
different
it's with my
from
heart.
cheating from the
From a
man's
man's
perspective.
A man will cheat from his head, a woman will cheat from her heart.
You are now listening to the Real Afro-Unity podcast with our hosts, Daring and Ayo, where they'll be discussing various topics that affect our African diaspora. With these conversations, they aim to hopefully bridge the gap between us African Americans with the Nigerian diaspora. They will dismantle the myths and share a new perspective. Please sit back, relax, listen, and enjoy the conversation.
All right, people. So welcome back to the second episode of this wonderful conversation we've been having with our delectable, wonderful, good-looking, gorgeous, sweet sensation. That's a restaurant.
They have good food too.
Lolu, and she has been taking us through our journey from, Africa to the US. And now that she's in the US, I think we're in this second part of our discussion, we are going to be focusing on energy in the US. And there's one topic of mine I know AY has where he wants to take you to. But my topic is what I want to delve into and just still understand about is cultural differences between African Americans and African immigrants. I know you must have experienced it, or you must have heard it about the lack of love between, and we're not going to sugarcoat it, the lack of love between African Americans and African immigrants.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we are not collaborating. We are not, it's like black hate is just everywhere. We're just hating on ourselves. We're not working together. I call them my landlords because they were the one I met here. Before I came, they were already here. They knew what was happening here. If my landlords cannot show me the way, and I have to come here and struggle, and so something might be, and that's just my opinion. But for you as a single lady, tell me your experience dating in America. How has it been?
Dating in America?
Yes.
Wow, that's a different direction from where I was told it was heading. But
No. So let me clarify. Maybe not dating in America. Should I say relationships in America? Not dating, the relationships in America. How has it been?
I've not really been in relationships in America.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be able to, I don't think I'm the right person for this, but I've just come to realize that I'm more of in my community kind of person, like dates in my community. And
when you say community, you mean Africa, Nigerians, or black people?
Yeah.
Nigerians.
Oh, okay.
Nigerians. And it's not about being
racist.
Yeah, or tribalist or anything.
Really?
It's
So what
just
is it?
based on experience. So, backstory. My dad died when we were young, right? And my dad and my mom are from the same state, the same Idile, like they would say. They are from the same state. They are both from Elisha. And then when my dad died, I saw how his parents, how they treated my mom.
Yeah.
And at a very young age, it kind of already made me a tribalist. I don't want to call myself a tribalist, but it's just like you and this person. I know things are different, people are different. You can't judge one situation with another. But as a young girl, watching your mom go through all that in the hands of your dad's family, it kind of just makes you have your own opinions about things. Because I'm like, okay, if I marry someone from another tribe, how would they treat me when I don't even speak their originated language? Because I'm Yoruba, I speak Yoruba. Except I marry someone like Hausa. and his family members are talking, I don't understand what they're saying. What would that leave me? My mom really tried for my sisters and I. And then imagine you knowing that, okay, their houses were close to each other.
Like family houses.
Yes. Yeah. And then you watching that. So it kind of just made me picky when it comes to things like that. And then back to your Black Americans, no love. I'm just saying, I guess it's just human nature that, like the analogy you gave, landlord and tenant. How would you feel whereby your tenant comes and then you became a landlord, took you years to become a landlord, and then your tenant comes and in months your tenant is also a landlord?
You can also, that's it.
No, that's the thing. That's because we have the hustling spirit. We are not just sitting down that we want to be tenants.
Yeah.
We too want to be landlords, but they don't see. They feel what they've been struggling to get. We are coming from anywhere to come and enjoy part of what they've struggled for. But are you really struggling for it?
You know, I think Daring, I actually think you're very generous by giving them that title. Landlords, they don't own, most of them don't own anything.
So, give me the opportunity to defend myself. So, landlords are people you met in the place.
Mm-hmm.
Either you like it or not.
Because I met you here don't mean that you're a landlord.
No,
the Chinese people I meet here too, they actually own stuff.
So, anybody I meet,
you're saying you're meeting them.
Yeah. Anybody I meet in the place, I consider them as landlords.
Got it.
So, either Chinese or Black Americans or Portuguese.
You were before me.
You were before me, so I consider you as my landlord.
Understood.
Now, if someone is coming from Africa today and gets to the US, I'm his landlord.
Got it.
Because
understood.
I was here, I'm here before you. So I should be able to direct you one or two things. Now, as a tenant that comes into a landlord's place, your aim is also to become a landlord.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the landlord is now feeling some kind of weight because you are ordering yourself to become a landlord, then he needs to get himself checked. Because you're not going to be a tenant for life.
Some people are.
And that is probably where she's going to where she's saying, you might be my landlord, I might be your tenant, but I'm here to also be a landlord, regardless of how. If it took you 10 years to become a landlord, I don't care. If it's going to take me 2 years, I'm going to do it and become a landlord.
I believe in another reason why I like this and I want this togetherness is a lot of people migrate to this country, right? I won't want them to start from where I started from. Exactly. I want to give them tips, give them
exactly.
This is what I did, about. This is what I went through. So why would I want someone to start from where I started from? Why don't I add them something that will make them start from 20 instead of them starting from 0?
Exactly. And
that's what
I said. So for someone like me that wasn't born here, and I came into this country, either by hook or by crook, I'm already here.
That's another episode, guys. Comment below. Say Daring. Talk about what you just said.
No, I mean, one way or the other, you find yourself here. Either your parents filed for you, or your spouse filed for you, or
you came to Mexico,
or you came to wherever, or drug tunnel, or
Canada.
You're here.
You're already.
Right.
And what God has done it with all the processes and screenings that you're supposed to go to. They found you worthy enough to say, okay, you can stay in this country. Mm-hmm. Now, this is what I expect. There are people going through stuff everywhere in the world. I just expect that there's some certain number of people, Black Americans, let me be precise, that should be able to help African immigrants and say, I had it tough. I knew what it was when people got shot at, when someone got killed, when this one happened to this one. These are the trainings you can do that can give you headway in this country. This is where the economy of this country is going towards. This is where I think you should go to.
I feel the population of those that even know that are small compared to the population of those that don't. Because a lot of no shade on anybody, but a lot of them don't even know all these things. It's when they see someone like you and I that comes, that gives them that ginger they need. You'd be surprised that some of them are even asking questions for you that are just coming because they see how far you've come.
Yeah, less.
So I won't blame them because I feel they don't know too.
We've had discussions about that, like, look, a lot of discussions.
How can I see? Because
he's one of them.
I'm aware. In some ways I am, because it's odd. Because I don't think. Man, how can I say this in a way that's not going to insult a person that's watching this? I feel like if you listen to the noise, you won't feel like it's possible. That's the part of the matrix. So either you have a very good spiritual backing to fight against the noise, or you just have a good community of like-minded individuals that's already accomplished something and they're trying to have you be one of the new ones to accomplish it. But if you just left on your own, just like literally left on your own, it's the garbage of you cannot do it, Black Lives Matter, all this, come on, give me a new day, Juneteenth for Slavery Day, all this complete nonsense.
And it happens everywhere, because I understand what you're saying.
It's the school that's putting this into your... Look, I was 13 years old, right? I was in one of my classes, I think it was social study.
Back in Africa?
No, here.
Oh, okay.
And I asked the question, I said, who are we supposed to vote for? Because there was an election. Who are we supposed to vote for? Why? My teacher said, well, you should always vote Democrat. And I was like, okay, why? Why should I vote for Democrat? He couldn't explain. And I was so uncomfortable with his answer. And so that discomfort made me research, like, okay, what's behind this? What is behind a Democrat? What's behind a Republican? What's the difference? Because I don't know. If you go to public school, you just fed Democrat. So you are looking at the world through one lens. If you are just a curious person like me, I'm just a curious person. I'm like, why? Well, why should I do this for? And you can't answer me? Now I have more questions.
Right.
Now I'm going to start to dig and see, okay, what's really behind this? Not everybody is like that. Most of them are do as you do or do what I say.
So what do you think, and just before we go back to the topic we were saying, so what do you think caused a situation whereby, see, I'm not saying everybody in Africa knows whatever is happening in the country, but at least with certain level of education, you expect someone to at least be able to know, or maybe to be able to advise you against something. And they can say, okay, I didn't get my degree, or I didn't get my BSc. I've not been able to like create wealth for myself or find a path for myself, so I'm having to work in McDonald's. I'm not saying it's bad to work in all these places, but I wanted to do something and get maybe a GDE. Maybe they think that will spur you on. So from their own experiences, they can say, hey, I don't want you to go through this route because I've gone through it and it's not okay. You should go through another route that I feel like is better. Or for someone that did not even have a degree, but has been a successful business person, I can say, hey, in this country, work will get you stable, but if you want to make money, you have to do business. And that is what is going to give you that breakthrough you're looking for. But I'm saying in this conversation that we're having, it's not even happening at all. Like, nobody is talking to anybody. It's about, I've had experiences where I was waiting for a friend of mine, and I think I said it in one of my episodes. He just got a Benz. We were trying to go celebrate.
Oh my God.
We were waiting for him like this. He was driving and someone was backing out. And as she was backing out, she hit the Benz. She was backing out of the car park. Then she came down. Then when my friend spoke, she realized immediately like she's not a Black American. and said, "Oh, these immigrants, that's the way you'll be running everywhere. This is supposed, like, either I'm running or not, you just back into me." And she just went on the tirade of, "You're proud because you got a Benz, you think like," I'm like, it has nothing to do with this. Like, you just hit someone backing out. Okay, how do we resolve this? Do you know what she did? She picked that phone and called the police. I'm telling you, she picked up her phone and called the policeman. And when they came, it was so funny because she was the one that called the police.
Yeah, she was the one that got into more trouble.
Then she got into more trouble because apart from the fact that she's guilty, she doesn't even have insurance.
That's crazy.
That is the craziest part of it.
That don't think.
So
a lot of people don't think about the repercussions.
It was,
think about
I was like, you know, sorry could have. So you went. I told her, I said, you know, sorry could have fixed this. You know, I'm sorry.
No, she saw money. She saw, okay, there's an opportunity for an insurance company to give me some money.
And you know, like, I'm like,
crazy.
The words that she was saying, I'm like, how did we get here? Like, and that was one of the reasons why we started this. Because I'm like, how did we get here? What has she been fed? What is on her mind? You don't know this person before, you've never met him. And you already say he's proud because he got a Benz. Or he's an African immigrant. This one, that one, and you know, she just went on and on him. He didn't say one word, you know. I was still more like telling her, like, hey, calm down. It's not.
So wait,
you should be the one shouting.
I'm curious. So Darian, so what do you've been here a little bit now.
Yeah.
What do you see as the cause for the way they behave? Especially now you happen to be here in a political year.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
See, I have black colleagues that are sweet and sensible and thoughtful and good people. And I've also seen people act stupid. We came to record the other day, I think with you as well. We were going to get food. You remember I gave someone money and she was still telling me it wasn't enough. You remember? When we had the lady with the green hair.
Yeah.
You remember?
The blue hair.
Yeah, we went to get food. And she was like, she needed help. And I gave her money.
She kept
coming back. I should give her because it wasn't enough.
That's entitlement mentality.
And I'm like, yeah, you're not even grateful that I gave you some. And she's like, you know, I don't know how to speak this English. I can't speak. So, no, I mean the English, the way she was speaking the English. I'm like,
you didn't even know what it was.
So at the point in time, I said, I'm not that mad because half of what you're even saying, I don't understand it because the girl, I don't know how to speak it. So I'm not going to be mad at you, but I could see she was telling me, oh, you got $10, you gave me $5, you give me. I'm like, hey, I gave you something. I just supposed to be grateful that I even gave you something.
Do you know what we do in situations like that? Bring the 5, let me give you the 10.
Then you walk away.
Yes, yeah.
So, you know, I feel like these people are taking advantage of Black Americans in this country. People, I don't know who. Because I feel like they are not letting them know that there could be better things that everybody could benefit from than what they are being presently.
So who has to tell them?
It's not my duty. My duty is to bring everybody together and say, this is where I am at now. If you can join me at this space, we can then move on together. If you think where you are is comfortable for you, where I am now is not comfortable for me. Am I doing good? Yes. But I want to do better. I'm not satisfied just being good when I can be better. And I feel like if we keep laying blames and saying, oh, it was your fault that you didn't do well, or it was your fault that you got distracted, or that you did not do this, or you did not do your research. Google can help a lot. You'll be surprised how many free courses you can do on Google, that you get a certificate and you can run your life with it. If we keep doing that and saying, no, if you don't know how to Google yet, that's your problem. I think when we fall into the trap of people that have tried to do this before and we're not successful with it. I think we should just say, okay, I know now where the problem is to some extent. I can see where you're struggling. Can we start all over? Now you are not able to help me. I'm already in this country. Thank you. You did not help me. I felt you should be able to help me. But with what I know, I can also help you. Now that I'm in this country, I can help you because even when I go for interviews and I do my interviews and the person is not even understanding what I'm saying and I have to repeat myself 10 times before I can get over a sentence, you're not going to have those challenges. Because when you speak, they understand. When I speak and I say, they say I have each factor, I'm a Yoruba person, so I'm supposed to have each factor. Because when Indian speaks, nobody is saying they have factors. Or when the Chinese man speaks.
So you think it's just a lack of education?
I feel like lack of mentorship. I'll put it that way.
Are you sure a lot of them are not waiting for handouts?
Yeah,
waiting.
It is also possible that some people are, it is also
possible, bro. That's the problem.
Let me just address
it's
that.
Not possible.
Do you know why I think people are waiting for handouts? Do you know why I think so? That it is possible? Because it's the generational problem. Because there's a lady, 16 years, that got pregnant at 16. They started handing things over to her. Then her daughter is going to get pregnant at 16 or 17 because that's the only life she knows.
That's a fact.
Because I've seen grandparents that are 32 years old.
That's a fact.
How can you
proud?
How can you be
showers?
How can you be a grandparent at 32?
That's true.
So that is where the problem. So the confusion just keeps building. Now the girl, she doesn't know anything more than what is happening in her community because she doesn't see it as something bad. I consider it something bad. If you get pregnant at 16, it's bad. I don't want to care if you want to give birth early or something. It's terrible. Because you don't even know your right from your left. You still need to be taken care of. How come you're getting pregnant? So, but they need help. So what happens is that if her own daughter gets pregnant at 17, she's still happy for her. My mom got married at 16, so you had 1 year better. Hooray. So that is where the problem is. There's nobody to tell everybody that things can be different. You can have a life and, focus your energy on things that are going to better your life.
Are you suggesting the mentorship starts from high school?
From even nursery school to change this whole story about slavery, about marriage, kids, having babies, and so on and so forth. I tell people, you can call me a nigger from now till tomorrow. It should not have the same effect on me as it's going to have with someone in America because they've already thought that, when you call me this thing, it's a racial or a slavery stuff. For me, I'm an immigrant. If you call me a nigger, welcome.
I'm going to say something controversial too. Along the lines of what you mentioned, I do believe that it should start from mentorship. I actually think that they should focus specifically on the young girls. I think the issue that we have is twofold. You have young girls that are basically idle, and then because they're idle, they listen to all this demonic music that's making them become more sexualized at an early stage. And then what happens is that there's the other end to that is that you can just go to a church and then they'll just welcome you in and your problem's supposed to just go away because the church is going to give you resources like the pantry, they'll watch your kid for you, they'll do all these things, and then now this young girl doesn't even realize she made a huge mistake. And then the others behind her is going to just follow suit because she's like, well, you did it, and then now she got help, and then now they're still telling her that, hey, you can get a husband too. All that.
And that husband has like 3 kids with
two different people. Right? So now, what's supposed to be helping them is actually creating a bigger problem. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, our time is fast spent. And we have like maybe some few minutes more. And I want us to go back to the dating pool. So I will ask you.
You had the dating.
I don't understand.
Given the choice, will you date outside of your race? One. Outside of your community? Or outside of your country or your tribe?
I mean, I can. It's now I've come to realize that it's based on who you're married,
Not where they come from.
not where they come from. Who you're married.
So where they come from has minimal or no impact on who they are.
It does a little bit, but it shouldn't be that's what they are all about, where they come from. Because I can't judge because someone is anymore that someone is maybe from another, maybe Liberia, for example. I can't judge because as long as they are not portraying it that, oh yes, this is my culture, this is like, you have to be your own person.
Quick fire question. What do you think about polygamy?
Polygamy, it's against my spirituality. I don't believe in it. Well, let me rephrase.
Well, you have to do that.
As long as you can love them both equally.
So, where are you? You don't want, it's not something you subscribe to?
It's not something I subscribe to.
Even though the person can love you, like, love you both equally. It's not something you...
You cannot tell me that out of your... Wait, no, I have a question. So out of both of you, you both have two girls, right?
Yeah.
You love both of them equally.
Yes.
No, these are your kids. You love both of them.
I will do everything.
You love both of them. No.
Wait, hold on.
You love it. No, I'm not saying you do anything.
Time.
Of course, you're their parents. You're supposed to. But at any given point in your life,
Yes.
you love both of them equally. Even though one is whining and the other one is all on you.
Let
My
me
dad
not
is my dad.
let me not tell you why that might not be a good response to it. It's because even your wife, you don't love her always.
So how can you get into a polygamous relationship or marriage and try to love them equally? So don't you think that you tend to favor the other person when you're upset with one person?
No. So let me explain something. Hold on.
You still provide food and drink.
So let me just explain something. Men love differently. We're not the same. The way you love as a female is different from the way a man loves. The way a man loves is with his resources.
Yeah.
And his time.
Provide. Yeah.
What he's able to provide, because he has to go and fight for it. So you don't have to love me. Just respect me. And I'll love you by providing for you, which is what you wanted anyway. You don't need to be the one fighting for everything. I'll do that. But I have multiple.
Not to delve into polygamy with this topic. Because I think we are going there.
I do not subscribe to it.
What? Another question. Another quick fire question. Because we have like 4 minutes now.
Alright.
Is cheating a deal breaker for you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I thought it was a fire question. I thought it was a fire question.
Oh,
that's refreshing. Okay, you get points for the polygamy. You get
one little bit of why.
Is this a PG?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. For a guy to cheat doesn't mean he loves the person that he cheated.
Thank you.
Shit.
But
Wisdom. There you go.
But if
completely different.
Yeah.
No, I'm cheating. Like from my heart.
Yeah.
And
for you, cheating from a woman perspective,
it's not with my head.
Different from cheating from the man's perspective.
A man will cheat from his head. A woman will cheat from my heart. That's
basically what. All right. So one more. You want to run away?
Oh, but that doesn't mean there's no repercussion.
Everything you do, you like the consequence for it.
Okay.
Like paying child support and all.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, your own when it comes to when you result in that, your own.
When you want to cheat, don't cheat this country. I'm begging you.
As long as you down out with plan B, it is fine.
If you want to cheat, go far. Don't try in this country.
As long as you are
the regret is gone. More than 5 minutes.
As long as your cheating is bulletproof, that nothing will creep up in the next 10 months.
You are okay with it?
I will forgive you once.
All right.
Once.
Yes.